Hey everyone, this is Tony, Dungeon Master for D&D Raw, and before we begin today's episode, we first wanted to thank you all for the support that you've shown us. All of our listeners and the D&D community have been very inclusive, and we really appreciate all the help that we've been given. We also want to help out our other D&D podcast friends out there, and to do that, we're going to be posting this promo before our episode begins. So here we have a short clip of the Rules Lawyers podcast.
He's like, apparently, she didn't like it when I pulled her hair down underneath her chin and made it look like a beard. She chopped my hand off.
I'm not actually persuaded.
No, I want to see if it works. Persuade him first, and then roll for an attack.
Okay. Oh my goodness. 22.
Okay, good. Now roll your attack.
I will run back to the wall, bounce off like it's the ropes, running forward, smack the elbow, and drop it right on the skull.
We want to know what's in there.
Like JC
Yes. She's getting pissed. She's had a long day. She wants to go home, she wants to write in her journal, and drink a glass of wine and fall asleep. She's pissed. My stylish cap is all gross and dirty. I gotta wash it.
And pull out my family's sacred hand
axe. Oh my god!
Is that a nat 20? That's a nat 20!
And now, on to our episode. With me, as always, are the following players.
Hi, I'm Adam. I'm going to be playing Syldan. He is a wood elf, Way of the Kensei monk.
Hi, this is Bethany. I'm playing Sarya, an Asamar, Order of the Immortal Mystic.
Hi, I'm Chris. I'm going to be playing Daryll, a human evocation wizard.
Hello, I'm Nick. I'm going to be playing Torr, a dwarven inquisitive rogue.
I'm Rachel, and I'm playing Kalima, the half-elf domain of the grave cleric.
And we would all like to welcome you to Orinthal. Previously, we followed Torr as he went on his adventure to strike a deal with the mysterious Bai Agosto. Now we jump back to the rest of the party and find out what they have been doing in Torr's absence. So, last time we found the party in the Nickel Granger Tavern as they met with Captain Marsk and kept her and the royal wizard Thamir Nilo somewhat informed about the events concerning the disappearances, though the royal wizard left a bad taste in everyone's mouth, with Syldan even realizing that the hag that the party may be chasing was one that Thamir was personally familiar with. As the party began to decipher the documents they had recovered, they learned that the Whispered Ones may be attempting to control one of the members of the delegation in order to attempt an assassination of some sort. Meanwhile, Sarya discovered the location of her former trainer, Folmar, and learned that some of the pages that they had collected contained psychic imprints. Before the party could delve any deeper into the mystery, however, more questions arose as a strange tiny creature entered the room. The creature claimed that he was a quickling and his name was Firo. Firo then said that he was here to collect Torr for a special meeting with Bai Agosto so that they could make some sort of deal. So Torr winds up leaving the room and follows Firo out. You guys wait a few more minutes as Lily does eventually return.
Well, Daryll would like to make some notes in his notebook about what he just saw as far as quicklings.
Syldan would like to comment, so we're all kind of okay with him just going off with that little creature?
I don't think we
It
had
was
much
his choice.
Yeah.
So I am going to make a note, out of character. Extraplanar beings are immensely rare. Any sort of planar travel has not been a thing. There have been rumors and legends of the Feywild and elves having originated from there eons ago. But the Shadowfell, which is a very recent thing, is essentially just brand new information for people of these other planes of existence that have only been theorized of thus far. So it's a lot of written work, but not actual active experience that other people would have.
Yeah, so I'd like to make some notes in my notebook and maybe some rough sketches of what I have just seen.
It was a very colorful thing.
Yes.
Quickling.
Yep.
Obnoxious.
He's a speedster.
It was pretty obnoxious, to be fair.
And that's coming from Bethany.
I know. It is my specialty.
Yep. We love you.
I know. At least we're all on the same page.
Yeah. At least you're not up there going, wait, what does that mean? What does that mean?
Yeah, how could you guys say such a thing? I'm so insulted.
No, you're just like, nope, I know.
Yeah,
I know.
no, I get it. That's fair. I did say that thing about the BlackBerry that one time.
That one time. I think there's been multiple instances of you.
No, that was just emblematic of a greater pattern.
Yeah.
So Lily's there and is like, basically seems to be as calmly as she seems capable to do, asking Elsa's questions, more about her life as a monk. What are you guys gonna do?
So Lily told us that she informed Captain Marsk about the...
No, that she has left messages for Gerbo, and that she discussed with guards that she knows to make sure all the security for the delegation are beefed up, as there is a potential threat of
assassination.
Yeah.
So Sarya would kind of sidle up to Syldan and say, do you know how long Captain Marsk has been in charge?
Do I know how long Captain Marsk has been in charge?
Make an intelligence check.
Oh, jeez. Drop my dice. Oh, no. Whatever, I'll use the big one. Not bad. 18.
Okay. You would know that she has only recently become captain of the guard towards the end of the events of the Cataclysm. So it's been within about the last 2, maybe 3 years.
Yeah, so I would kind of relay that to her.
Okay. So I'd say, oh, interesting.
I'm not quite sure, to be honest.
Oh, just curious. I haven't had a lot of interaction with her. She seems lawful.
Yes, with all of my dealings with her, she's been quite pleasant.
Is she particularly skillful?
Yes, actually, quite.
So, she's an exceptional person?
I would say so, yes.
Ah, thank you.
Of course. Why do you ask?
Just curious. I don't, I haven't really interacted with her, and you've been working with her for some time, so I was just wondering.
Are you saying this, like, loud enough so that, like, because we're all in the same room. Okay.
Yeah, we're all in the same room. Tiny room.
Kalima's eyebrows, like, raised just watching you then. Like, waiting to see if you're getting to something like,
a point.
My sister!
Nope, nothing definitive. She doesn't look like, to be out of character, she doesn't look like Sarya.
No, you don't look alike.
You all look alike.
Yeah, no.
Both Sarya and Captain Marsk are very, very beautiful women, but they don't actually look alike, particularly.
Okay. So no familial resemblance.
Not that you can tell.
Okay.
It's on the celestial side.
Yeah. So the question is, where are we going from here? I think I found Folmar, who seems to be behind a lot of this, but it's going to take some time to get there. Do something. We have no plan for how that confrontation would go.
You still hear all the celebrating sounds in the streets, man.
Yeah, and the streets are packed with people.
Later morning right now. It's approaching noon, almost. You guys got up really, really early, but you've spent a bunch of time doing the preparations and the psionic abilities and studying the documents. So it's getting late.
How long have we been in this tavern?
For a few hours.
No way.
Not including sleeping of course.
Yeah, Tony didn't plan on the adventure going this. We never leave the tavern. We spent the whole time just doing nonsense.
Everything gets resolved here.
It's actually like an episode of Cheers. Everybody just kind of comes into the bar.
Yeah!
That's what's happened so far.
Yeah.
Alright, so I think we should go and investigate the location where I found Folmar. Even if she's not there anymore, maybe we could pick up something, because I guess we have some other leads. We could go and try to talk to the ambassadors directly and warn them.
I agree with this.
I think the lead would be better. We can always go after... If we go follow your lead to Folmar, we can investigate that train of thought first, because that seems more likely to lead us at least to more information, so that when we meet with Thovin later, we'll have information, versus just warning the ambassadors. That's not going to give us any information.
That's true. And we did already send Lily, so we at least have given some heads up.
And even then, Thovin can get in touch with you.
That's true. Yeah, so I guess if we don't make it back in time, we'll figure something else out.
So you guys are headed out?
Yep.
Were there any differing viewpoints?
No, not for me.
Alright. Lily, what should we tell Lily to do if anything goes sideways? We don't come back, or something happens?
You're now responsible for this child's life. Raise them as your own.
It was a joke.
Oh, okay. I'm not. I don't want to be a mom yet. Not yet.
Yeah. I guess she should return with Elsis to Gerbo if we don't come back anytime soon. If we're not back by this evening.
That I am okay with
What
that.
about having Thovin take her? I don't know if he has somewhere that he could take her that would be awesome.
I guess they could go to the academy.
Yeah, the academy's pretty
That's
safe.
probably one of the safest places.
Okay, so take her to the academy if we're not back tonight.
She just nods.
But everything will be fine.
Yeah, you guys will be fine. I'm sure nothing bad will happen to you. You probably won't die.
Well, that's reassuring.
You said you killed an Oni.
We did.
We did.
Yeah, you'll be fine, I'm sure.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you for your vote of confidence. And then Kalima turns and walks out like, I'm done.
She gives 2 small thumbs up.
So I'll just go over and reassure Elsis. I promise I will be back as soon as I can.
Very well, Master. Let me know if I can help in any way.
I shall. Thank you. And then I'll walk out.
She bows.
Bow as well.
Sarya's like, all right, let's get going.
Kalima's down the stairs already. She's like,
yeah. All right.
So you guys, as you exit the tavern, you immediately start to bump into people. You see several people out on the streets laughing and seem to be playing different games that you see set up on different corners. It's a very stark contrast to the emotional state that the 4 of you are currently in. As everyone's celebrating, you see some people buying food and drinks. You see small little tests of skill off into different corners of games and all that. It's difficult at first to begin to make your way through this crowd, having to kind of push a little bit to get around. Several times you guys feel like pats on the back or slaps on the back as some slightly already drunk person stumbles by.
I would like to just kind of be perceptioning the whole time. Is that okay?
Perceiving.
Go ahead.
Perceptioning.
Yeah. And I would like to check my pockets to make sure that nothing is missing.
Perception.
I assume I'm leading the group since I know where we're going.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're at the front, and I'll be like right behind you, kind of almost behind / next to, like helping push people out of the way, because I'm like wearing my, official looking outfit.
Armor.
Yeah, and just kind of being like, excuse me, excuse us. Push.
Yeah. Step aside, citizen, step aside.
Yeah, pretty much like, all right, good cop time.
I'm guessing I'm not having much trouble moving
Kalima,
between the crowds.
Make an intimidation check.
Ooh. I don't think I'm good at these.
Also, my perception was 23.
Other perception checks while she's doing that.
18.
18.
Okay. You don't notice anyone particularly go for your pockets or seem to be approaching you in any particular way. It seems like most of the people here are just out celebrating and enjoying the fact that this horrible war is over. And then Kalima, what was your intimidation?
19.
Okay. So as you're moving through the crowd, as you're going, excuse me, and eventually you start to get frustrated and you raise your voice and kind of call it, excuse me! And almost immediately in front of Sarya, the crowd kind of parts a bit.
Nice.
And you're able to make your way through easier.
And the whole time, she just has the blank stare as she's watching people, and then motions for Sarya to walk ahead, and then the 2 fingers over the shoulder, follow guys to the other.
Can I have kind of retconned where I was walking? Because I probably would have been moving through the crowd a little bit of a distance away.
Why would you do that?
Yeah, what the hell?
To keep a far eye on you guys?
Would you have told
Do you an outside perspective of if anybody tries to do anything?
I was about to say, everyone will notice you're getting farther and farther away, especially as Kalima called that out. So if you they notice you're moving away. I will say that. So what you choose to do after that is up to you.
Yeah, I would have done that.
Okay. So you kind of parallel the group as they move forward, but fortunately for your speed, it doesn't slow you down, but you bump into more people as you're kind of bobbing and weaving through this group while the rest of the party is getting a bit more of a straight shot as people are moving out of the way of the half-elven woman who just yelled at all of them.
Barked at everybody.
She's very intimidating. She's had a bad day.
Yeah.
So it takes you guys a little, I want to say over 30 minutes to get out of the Heldermarket district and into the Ankalab Heights district. There still is some celebration here. It's a lot less rowdy, but you do see a few games set up. You actually see children running through the streets, some of them playing tag or other sorts of games as they're moving about in front of you. But you are able to move through this area much more easily as it's more sparse. You do see at a couple of points as you're passing through a few people kind of just sitting on the ground, having their hands kind of out, seeming to be begging for whatever coin they can get as you walk through the streets of the Enclave Heights district.
About how many people? Is it like a throng of them or just like 2 or 3?
You'll see like one down one street, then like a minute or two later, you'll see another in another spot. Not a lot, just a few here and there.
As we're entering the Enclave Heights district, I'm going to kind of tap Sarya on the shoulder and just lean in closer. Just not like trying to whisper or anything, but just keep it to like us. Not like hiding it from, Syldan or Daryll or anything, but more just like so other people around us. And just say, about how much further do you think we have to go?
Is it about another 20 minutes or so, Tony?
No, just 5 to 10.
Oh, I'll throw 5 to 10 minutes at most. We should be there. I have no idea what our plan is besides investigate. Okay. And if she's there, I guess we just confront her.
I would like to use my Eyes of the Grave now, then.
That's a good idea.
Okay.
Because I feel like we're close enough that I'll definitely pick up something here.
You
good
will.
Idea.
So, Kalima, you would know that this would extend all through this district and the low hills, but it would stop at the edge of the low hills based off of your range.
Okay.
So, Eyes of the Graves, after concentrating for 1 minute as you're walking through, you get to learn the undead, the number, distance, direction, and the type with the highest CR.
Yep.
So, as your senses go out, you sense coming slightly to your southeast, not in the direction that you're headed, 3 undead presences. They're probably 10 minutes from you walking. And in terms of, again, a type with the highest CR, I would say it's an undead humanoid type to be a little fair on that, just because I'm like, it just says undead, but it's not coming in the direction that Sarya saw Folmar go.
Which direction are we heading?
Basically, you guys are heading in a more southeasterly direction. Sorry. You sensed it from the southwest.
Okay, so we're heading southeast and it's coming from the southwest.
Yes.
Okay, and you said that there's 3 undead.
You currently sense 3.
Okay. And the distance? You said 10 minutes.
I would say you can tell it's in the Enclave Heights. It's somewhere towards the western edge, the center west part of the Enclave Heights. Actually, since you know distance, do me a favor. Make a survival check.
Oh my. Wait, what's that?
I was about to say, you should have survival, and this is basically in order to determine map and the layout of things.
God. I'm going to use my freaking inspiration on that.
Go for it.
It wasn't a crit fail, but it wouldn't got me anything. Totally worth it, nat 20.
Oh, yeah.
The bestial roar, though.
Yes.
While you are moving through, you realize, based off of the distance and direction, it's coming from the area where you met with Vral and Gerbo last night.
Okay, I would, as soon as I sense this and I can pick up basically where, I'm gonna like clap a hand on Sarya's shoulder. Yeah, to not necessarily stop her, kind of keep like slow up a little bit and kind of just flag over to Syldan and, get Daryl's attention and be like, okay, we have 3 undead. One of them is definitely a humanoid and they are where we met with Gerbo.
What?
Oh.
And, like, she looks very concerned, like, I don't know if that takes precedence or if you guys think Folmar's still the... I'm not picking up the undead towards them.
I will say by this point, sorry, as you kind of round the corner and then Kalima stops you, you see the building that Folmar had gone into. It's a pretty damaged-looking building with one window slightly broken and bashed in, so you can just barely catch a glimpse of the inside, and you do see what seems to be some sort of a flickering flame inside, potentially from a fireplace or candlelight.
So someone might be there.
It seems like someone is there.
Okay, sorry, I would turn to Kalima and say, that seems important, and I think we should go investigate that. It seems like there's someone here that we should talk to, or, I don't know, that we should deal with, since we're right here. and then we go and investigate that, if that sounds fair to everyone.
You're not even, like, finishing your conversation, and she's already, like, pushing you forward, like,
okay. Alright, let's get it done. Alright, so I would like to stealth.
Same.
I'm gonna switch to my diminution focus.
Okay.
And I want to scuttle up to that window and get a peek in.
I'm just gonna stay at the back, kind of maybe even stop where we had paused, and let them all slither forward because I have no stealth abilities.
Yeah.
But I am gonna pull out my crossbow and ready it.
So the window, while cracked, you do see there's actually seems to be some stuff in front of it, as if it was moved there. Whoever the occupant is wanted some form of privacy. I would like you to make a perception check, Sarya.
I was going to. Do you need my stealth roll?
I actually don't need your stealth rolls.
Okay.
Oh.
Do I need to make a perception check then?
Yep.
Okay.
Mine is a 14.
I got a 20 total perception.
Nice.
Well.
Okay. So that was a 14, a 12, and a 20?
Yeah.
Okay. So Sarya and Syldan, you're having some trouble seeing over whatever it is that's partially blocking the window. It's mostly you're seeing wood. Daryll, you peek in, and as you're looking through, you kind of see the hint of a cloaked figure who seems to be just facing the door. But as you kind of look around, you notice just barely what seems to be an old woman. And as she kind of lifts her head, you immediately notice milky white eyes.
Oh.
As she stares towards the opening.
What?
And you just see a gesture of her fingers towards herself as if she's inviting you in.
Guys, we've been made. It's the Bai Agosto is in there. But that's strange. I thought she was supposed to be meeting with Torr.
Yeah.
That's not good.
Well, she's inviting us in, and they clearly know that we're here, so I think we should make our way in.
By the way, Kalima's still like 20 feet away from you. So she's not hearing any of this, I'm assuming.
Kalima is kind of, a little bit back from you, has a crossbow ready.
Yeah, I'm just waiting and watching.
We'll motion to her to come on up.
Yeah.
You actually also notice, as you kind of are coming up, you notice people are now giving this area a wider berth.
Oh. Like, intentionally,
All
or?
right.
A couple of people do catch their eyes kind of look at Kalima with her crossbow.
Oh.
I don't mind. I don't care. I have authority.
Yeah, you do. Compared to the rest of us, yeah. All right, I will walk up to the door.
I'll go with.
Okay. The door is closed.
I'm going to activate my aura sight and open the door.
So you open the door, and as you walk in, you see a actually fairly well-kept house, though most of the wood is still cracked and broken from previous damage. You look off into the corner and see what appears to be some sort of dressers and chairs kind of stacked up against the wall to block visibility from that window. But as you walk in, you see a fireplace is lit, and seated right next to it in a very simple chair, an old woman, white hair, very frail looking, with milky white eyes. And she's just smiling slightly as you walk in. Standing about 10 feet from her, hands resting on two long swords at either side, you see an elven woman. Long black hair flowing free. You just see it on the edges of her hood. Beneath her cloak, what appears to be some form of plate mail armor. As she looks at all of you in turn, her eyes lock with yours, Sarya, and you recognize Folmar.
I am going to switch to my iron durability focus.
So, really quickly, you had your aura sight on. What does that give you?
Advantage on insight checks.
How close is Folmar to the fireplace?
15 feet. But Bai Agosto is between her and the fireplace.
Okay. Is there a source of light within 10 feet of...
Nope.
I think we gotta talk to him first, Chris.
Just weighing my options.
No monologuing.
You do see a door behind Folmar that you would assume would potentially lead to a bedroom of some sort. There's broken furniture around the area, but as you kind of all walk in, the person who you would assume to be Bai Agosto looks up and just says, hello, dears. I figured you'd be coming at some point. I have another meeting to attend to, Folmar. This is up to you if you want to deal with them. I have no business with these four. Goodbye. And she just suddenly vanishes.
What?
Of course.
Can I make an Arcana check to see if I know by what means of
Magic.
banishment? Well, yeah, but I mean, like if it was like a dimension door or teleport or...
You can attempt an Arcana check.
Alright, I will attempt an Arcana check. I got an 11.
She did not cast a spell,
Oh.
but you don't know how she just disappeared.
Oh.
Sarya would say, "Hello, Folmar."
Sarya, it's a shame. I was hoping you'd be the one.
So there's another?
These are your new friends? She's looking at each of you in turn.
By the way, I would have, when I came in through, because I'm assuming I'm coming in last since I was so far away, I would have pulled the door shut behind us.
Yeah, good call.
Yeah, I have my hand resting on my sword, by the way.
You see both of her hands resting on the 2 long swords she has.
This doesn't have to end in violence.
You wish to stop the Overseer. I cannot allow that.
What allegiance do you have to the Overseer?
The Overseer has given me everything that I have, and I have continued to train to perfect my skills so I can train the perfect being.
Where is this perfect being?
That is of no concern of yours, you pathetic excuse.
You guys would see that Sarya just kind of like like a slow exhale.
Like,
yeah,
harsh, bro.
My hand's like vice gripped on my sword right now. In
I
rage.
think Kalima's bow is already like angled at her.
Now, Folmar, I know I was a great source of disappointment to you. Such a waste. Because obviously you had bigger plans.
Weak. That is the most pathetic thing about you. I trained you. I hoped you would be the last one. You had such potential. But then again, it's so sad that you failed.
I chose to be something better than what you had planned.
I would say should you ever meet your better, you would disagree when facing them. But I don't think you will get that opportunity.
Because you're planning to kill me?
You could just let me go.
No.
Let me finish my task. Or we kill Cha and Atron.
And what task is that?
I am not some fool, Daryll. I will not simply be talked into revealing our plan. Syldan?
Yes?
I thought you would be smarter than this. I thought when you got our message, you would simply go back to your monastery and take care of the little ones you have left since you were unable to do so for the ones that are here.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure I want to give up on the ones that are here.
Oh, but coming to face me means that you have. We will eliminate them. I will make sure that you get to see them die before I finish you. You get to see how badly you failed them.
The way I see it, you have 2 options. You can either tell us where they are before we kill you, or we can just kill you.
My death is meaningless to the greater scheme of things.
That's not true. Every life is important.
Not hers.
No, Sarya. If you only saw your other failures, you would know not every life is important.
What happened to them?
The experiments were eliminated. We dealt with them as you would any failed experiment, as you should have been dealt with.
So if you die, then who is going to train this perfect being you keep bragging about?
It doesn't need to be done. It is complete. My job, my purpose, has been fulfilled. I am simply assisting elsewhere, now that I do not have my primary goal. So as I see it, you have 2 options. Let me leave, and you can go about your lives, or I could kill you now.
You can't defeat all of us. Nope. It's not a viable option.
She draws both blades, holds them point down. My death or my life is meaningless. Perhaps I could take one of your lives. Wouldn't that be fun?
That would be pointless. You're not going to win this one.
Very well. We used to train quite a bit, Sarya, and you could never beat me. I won't hold back this time. And I need everyone to...
Natural 20!
Ugh.
Ooh, sweet.
Ugh. She's the worst.
She's the worst.
Okay, so you see her both blades drawn, and she begins to proceed towards you in a menacing manner.
Toward Sarya.
Towards Sarya specifically.
She's going down.
Syldan, you are up first.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead. Very much enraged right now. I'm going to go ahead, whip out my blade, and rush up to her left side and just start hacking.
Okay.
Hack.
Okay, so roll an attack. It's plus 8. 19?
You draw your blade, rush forward as fast as you can, flying across the floor. As you stab forward, you see both her blades start to come up, but you slip just underneath and stab it into her chest.
Okay.
Do it.
So 1d6 plus 5. Ooh, max damage, 11. So then I'm going to go ahead and use Stunning Strike. So she's got to make a con save against my DC of 14.
You strike at her with the blade, and she just bats it aside after it cuts into her, but she's not stunned.
Okay. Then I'm going to go ahead and attack her. Yeah, I'm going to attack her again, and then 24.
24, yeah, that hits. You're attacking with a sword still?
Yes. So 8 damage, yeah. And then I'm going to make that... Yeah, you know what? I'm going to Flurry of Blows her.
Okay.
Sorry. Yeah, okay, so these are all unarmed strikes. That's a 21.
That hits.
Okay. 10 damage.
Okay.
And then last one. 20.
Non-natural?
Yeah, not natural.
I assume so. Yeah, that hits.
Okay, then that's 9 damage.
9?
Mm-hmm. And then, yeah, I think that's it.
Okay. So, Syldan, you rush up, thrust the blade forward as she goes to seem to try to block it with her own swords. You slip through, stab it into her chest. She snaps it away. You go again, slashing into her side, following with 2 quick thrusts of your palm. First one into her chest and then again into her chin as she kind of stumbles back and turns her full attention on you for those strikes.
Yep, and that's it.
That's your turn. Daryll.
All right, so the area just behind Syldan and Folmar,
that's a wall.
Okay, so I would like to cast Fireball about 20 feet behind Folmar so that it hits Folmar and not Syldan.
Okay, just so you know, there's a lot of wood in here.
A lot of wood?
Like the
Yep.
house is made
He said
of wood.
there's, yeah.
Okay, is there basically wood all around them, or is there look like there might be a radius of about 20 or so?
You are going to hit some wood anywhere in this room within a radius of 20 feet.
Okay. Yeah, I'll still do it.
Okay.
Okay, so that is 8d6 I gotta roll. So that is 20 damage.
Okay. What was your DC?
15.
Okay. So you release the small mote of flame. It flies over, landing right into the fireplace as a massive blast echoes outwards, encompassing Folmar. You see her tuck and kind of duck, using the cloak to protect herself. It seems like she did not take the full damage.
All right. That's all I'm going to do.
There is now...
A rug on fire. A table's on fire. Oh gosh, the fire's burning.
Everything's on fire.
It was a 20-foot radius.
Yep.
You also see...
It's only 10-foot radius.
I know. I can't actually extend it any farther. But currently that is on fire. And you actually see, as you released the ball of fire, the rug twitches and crumples as it's burning.
Like it was alive?
Maybe.
What?
He just burned our flying carpet, man.
Maybe.
Either that or a mimic.
Could be.
Mm-hmm.
So see, I did you guys a favor.
So, Daryll, anything else?
I'll point out, I was like, that carpet just twitched.
Yep. All right. It is Folmar's turn.
Oh, she wasn't a fiend or an undead, right?
Nope.
Nope.
Well, I didn't...
Okay.
She's not undead. I didn't pick up an undead in this direction.
You did not. She looks to you, Syldan, and says, "Fine. You first." With the first swing, she comes at you, slashing into your side.
Oh man, with my 19 AC?
Don't you have to unarmed strike for the 19 AC?
Yeah, I did both.
No, you stabbed.
Oh, as part of the attack action. That was because of my flurry of blows.
It's okay. That's why I wanted to double check. You take 12 points of slashing damage as the first blade cuts across your chest. Then she comes again with her other blade. And again, just catches you across the shoulder, dealing you 9 additional points of damage. As she comes in with a third swing.
Oh, jeez.
She might actually kill me.
How much HP do you have?
12.
Oh!
Uh-oh.
And deals an additional 7 points of damage.
He's not dead yet, guys.
As she stares you down and points the blade towards you and says, "Do you really want to watch your little ones die?" And that brings us to Sarya.
I have so many things I want to do and I only have one turn. How's Syldan look?
Rough. He just got hacked and hacked 3 times with 3 different strikes.
Okay, I'm gonna draw my sword. Both my swords.
So you pull both blades and the fire
Is extinguished.
as a cold fills the room for a moment and the flames dissipate. And the fireplace is no longer lit.
And Sarya would turn to Folmar and say, aside from the fact that everything you think is wrong, you were especially wrong about me. And I'm going to use my Radiant Soul ability.
Ooh, nice.
To grow wings.
What?
And fly up in her face. That does take my action, though.
Yep.
But for my bonus action, I'm going to activate my Iron Durability Steel Hide ability. So I have resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing until the end of my next turn.
You all watch as a slight shimmer appear around Sarya's body, some sort of protective ability that she seems to have. As Sarya finishes saying the words, a light begins to emit from her as her eyes suddenly glow bright. 2 luminous, incorporeal wings just sprout from her back. As this happens, her feet slightly lift off the ground as both blades held out, wings spread wide, as they suddenly flap and she rushes at Folmar.
And that is where we're going to end this episode today.
Thank you all so much for listening. Please share this podcast with your friends if you've enjoyed it. You can follow us on Twitter at RulesAsWritten. If you have your own questions to the DM, you can email them at dm@dndraw.com. Please subscribe and leave us a review on iTunes, and also subscribe and leave us a comment on Podbean, Google Play, or Stitcher. Thanks, guys.